The world of Welcome to Plathville is anything but quiet right now. Behind the smiles and small-town charm, this family has been living through a storm of change. New love stories sparking out of nowhere, weddings that arrived faster than anyone could imagine, heartbreaks that left fans reeling, and even moments of healing that touched the deepest corners of their past. Every sibling, every parent, and every storyline feels like it's been rewritten in just the past year. And trust me, there are surprises you won't want to miss. In today's video, we're breaking down all of it, from the biggest milestones to the hidden drama, from sweet beginnings to shocking revelations. So grab a seat, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell because the Plath family's latest chapter is about to unfold. Ethan Plath's journey over the past year feels like watching someone wrestle with both hope and heartbreak in real time. It all began with a fleeting moment on Instagram, New Year's Day 2025. Ethan introduced the world to a woman he called his sweet girlfriend, praising her kindness and patience. For fans, it felt like a fresh start, a hopeful new chapter. But then, almost as quickly as it appeared, the post disappeared, leaving behind whispers, screenshots, and a lingering sense of mystery. What was going on? Not long after, Welcome to Plathville Season 7 offered answers and new questions. Enter Tegan Nichols. She's more than just a girlfriend. She's a single mom with a warm presence, and Ethan's soft admission that out of the blue I found the one carried a depth that fans hadn't heard from him in years. Their connection began with something simple, a shared love of motorcycles, a DM exchange that blossomed into late-night talks. And soon, Tegan wasn't just a new face on screen. She represented the possibility of family, of stability, of Ethan finally embracing love again after so much turbulence. But Ethan's life is never just about his own choices, it's also about his siblings. As Lydia's whirlwind engagement unfolded, Ethan's concern took center stage. Sitting across from Zach Wise, his soon-to-be brother-in-law, Ethan's words were sharp with worry. "I fear she is open to being manipulated." It was protective, heartfelt, and maybe even a little bit desperate. The voice of a brother trying to shield his sister from moving too fast. The tension spilled into uncomfortable scenes, with Ethan and Micah confronting Zach in moments that felt less like reality TV and more like raw, unscripted family conflict. Then came the trailer drop, the kind of moment that fans can't stop replaying. Ethan's voice, strained with anger, cut through the chaos as he referred to Micah's girlfriend Veronica as a little demon. It was a shocking phrase, one that electrified social media and hinted at deeper fractures within the family. Fans debated whether it was justified concern or reckless words, but either way, it underscored just how high the stakes had become. Through it all, Ethan's story this season feels layered, equal parts tender and tense. There's the vulnerable man stepping into new love with Tegan, hopeful for a bigger family and a brighter future. And there's the older brother, protective and stubborn, unafraid to speak out when he senses danger for the people he loves most. Between the quiet Instagram whispers, the new beginnings, and the explosive on-screen confrontations, Ethan Plath stands at the heart of this season's emotional storm. For fans, it's impossible not to lean in closer, waiting to see, will Ethan's new love anchor him in peace, or will family drama pull him right back into the chaos? Lydia Plath's year has nothing short of a whirlwind. The once quiet, reserved daughter who used to fade into the background has now become the center of one of the family's most talked about storylines. It all began in December of 2024 when Lydia's Instagram post shocked fans with a sparkling ring and a radiant smile. "A million reasons to say yes to the love of my life," she wrote. And just like that, the girl once known for her modesty and careful steps had leapt into a brand new chapter. But the whirlwind didn't stop there. Only 2 months later, on February 22nd, 2025, Lydia walked down the aisle to marry Zach Wise in a Georgia farm wedding. The ceremony was filled with rustic charm, blue accents, and the kind of joy that lights up a room. Yet the most surprising moment of all wasn't the decor or the vows. It was the kiss. Lydia revealed that she and Zach had saved their first kiss for the altar. As their lips met, cheers erupted, while online fans flooded forums with debate. Some praised the conviction and discipline, but others criticized the decision as outdated or extreme. Backstage, though, things weren't nearly as serene. Ethan and Micah raised concerns about the speed of the engagement, even confronting Zach directly. Ethan admitted his fear that his sister was being manipulated, and Micah echoed those doubts. It created some of the most tense scenes of the season where family loyalty clashed with individual choice. But Lydia didn't shy away from the criticism. Weeks after the wedding, she took to Instagram again. Yes, we saved our first kiss for our wedding day. It's really saddening to see the negativity. Her words struck a balance between vulnerability and strength, making it clear she was determined to stand firm in her faith and her marriage. Today, Lydia and Zach are building their new life in Tallahassee, Florida, with plans for ministry that will take them all the way to Germany. For Lydia, this past year hasn't just been about romance. It's been about drawing lines, finding her voice, and proving that while she may still be soft-spoken, she is no longer silent. Mariah's year has been one of the most personal and courageous transformations yet. Known for her bold style and fiery independence, Mariah took fans on an emotional journey that began with a major move. In January 2025, she packed up her life, loaded her dog Blackjack in the car, and drove more than 40 hours across 11 states. Her destination? Montana. On the very same day she arrived, she released her single, Proud of You, a song that felt like an anthem of resilience and fresh beginnings. Fans couldn't miss the symbolism. New home, new song, new chapter. But then, just weeks later, she was back in Georgia to celebrate Lydia's wedding, standing proudly by her sister's side. It was a reminder that no matter how far she travels, family ties remain strong. Then came the bravest reveal of all. In July, Mariah opened up about her struggle with alopecia. "A few months ago, I lost all my hair, eyebrows, and eyelashes again," she confessed. For months, she had hidden behind wigs, feeling vulnerable under the weight of online criticism. But on July 22nd, she posted a bald selfie with the caption, "Life is beautiful when you learn to let go." The photo wasn't just an update, it was a declaration of strength, a reminder that beauty isn't defined by hair or appearances. Through music, moves, and moments of raw honesty, Mariah's story this year has become more than independence. It's about healing, self-acceptance, and courage. Micah Plath's year has been packed with drama, heartbreak, and revelations that left fans stunned. His modeling career may be thriving, but it's his personal life that grabbed the spotlight. It started with Veronica's bombshell confession on camera. "Micah's cheated on me several times." The words landed like a thunderclap. Fans watched Micah sit silently, his confident exterior replaced by shock. A week later, he admitted what many feared. He had stayed in contact with other women during long stretches apart and even met up with some. He explained that in May 2024, he had come clean to Veronica, giving her access to his phone and trying to rebuild trust. But the damage was already done, and fans were left asking whether honesty had come too late. The cracks in their relationship were exposed further during Lydia's wedding. The event, meant to be joyful, spiraled into chaos. In the mid-season trailer, Micah appeared with fresh stitches on his nose, casually telling cameras, "I got a couple stitches last night." It hinted at an explosive fight, one that blurred the line between family celebration and an outright conflict. Then came another twist. Veronica revealed that she had been speaking with Olivia Plath for months. Olivia, long a divisive figure in the family, suddenly became a quiet confidant to the woman Micah loved. Micah's face said it all: hurt, confusion, and the shock of realizing two worlds he kept separate had collided. Finally, in real life outside of the cameras, Veronica confirmed what fans suspected. In a July 2025 Instagram reel, she revealed the breakup had happened months ago and hinted at protecting herself after repeated betrayals. The words were raw, unfiltered, and final. Today, Micah remains signed with select model management in Miami, London, and Chicago, continuing his professional rise. But beneath the polished photos and runway appearances, his storyline this year is about loss, of love, of trust, and perhaps of the stability he once thought he had. Isaac Plath has stepped out of the shadows this year, showing fans a side of himself that's both confident and deeply personal. For years, he was the quiet younger brother, rarely the focus. But now, Isaac is writing his own story, and it's one filled with milestones. The biggest moment came when viewers met his girlfriend Kaylin during season 7. Unlike many of his siblings who kept relationships guarded, Isaac chose to share this chapter openly. And he didn't stop with the cameras. Soon after, he posted his own hard launch on Instagram, writing, "Truly thankful God put you in my life. You make it easy." For fans, it felt like a refreshing openness, proof that Isaac is ready to embrace adulthood on his own terms. But romance wasn't the only milestone. Isaac officially completed his flight training and earned the title of private pilot. It's a dream he's talked about for years, and now it's reality. His Instagram bio proudly bears the words, a symbol of both independence and determination. This year also saw Isaac standing tall during Lydia's wedding, no longer the little brother tagging along, but a young man supporting his sister on one of the biggest days of her life. Still, season 7 hasn't shied away from the subtle tension, Isaac admitting he sometimes feels the weight of family expectations pressing against his independence. Between love, flying, and stepping into adulthood, Isaac's story this year proves he's no longer just a background player. He's charting his own course, and for once, the sky really is the limit. For Kim and Barry Plath, the past year has been defined by the fallout of their separation, and it's been raw, emotional, and deeply complicated. On screen, Kim admitted she's struggling financially, even saying, "Right now, he won't give me a dime," when asked about child support. Her voice carried both frustration and exhaustion, painting the portrait of a woman trying to rebuild while carrying the heavy load of single parenthood. Barry, meanwhile, told a different story. He claimed he felt ambushed in negotiations, blindsided by Kim's approach. Yet, fans also saw glimmers of the old Barry, the calm, steady father who surprises everyone with his quiet reasoning. When Zach asked for his blessing to marry Lydia after just 3 months, Barry didn't scold or push back. Instead, he said yes, reminding viewers that he and Kim had once done the same. Lydia's wedding became a symbolic moment for both parents. The couple used Kim and Barry's original wedding cake topper, a bittersweet nod to the past, even as their own marriage unraveled. And despite their differences, Kim has shown she won't let divorce keep her from supporting her kids. She's comforted Ethan after his breakup, welcomed Tegan warmly, and continues to show up when it matters most. For fans, Kim and Barry's story isn't just about an ending. It's about how two people navigate the messy, painful, but very human process of letting go while still trying to remain present in their children's lives. Hosanna Plath Noble's story unfolds far from the spotlight, yet it's one of the most quietly fascinating of all. While her siblings are making headlines through drama and social media, Hosanna has chosen a path rooted in faith, family, and music. Over the past year, she and her husband Timothy have traveled steadily, performing gospel music in churches and small concert halls across the country. Their harmonies, their piano duets, and their gentle testimonies remind fans that not all Plath stories are played out on television. But the biggest update slipped out in the quietest way possible. For years, the Nobles Ministry biography listed 3 children. This year, that number changed to 4. The addition of little Josiah was never announced with fanfare, never revealed with the post, just quietly updated online. It was classic Hosanna, choosing privacy over publicity, family over fame. This fall, Hosanna and Timothy are also stepping onto a larger stage at the National Quartet Competition in Tennessee, one of Southern Gospel's most celebrated events. For a woman who walked away from reality TV, it's a different kind of spotlight, one rooted in music, ministry, and conviction. Hosanna may not share her story on Instagram, but her life continues to unfold in melody and in love. And for fans, that quiet choice is perhaps the most powerful statement of all. For years, the youngest Plath sisters have lingered quietly in the background, but this year, Amber, Cassia, and Mercy began stepping into the light.
Amber, now 15, is no longer the little girl fans once saw trailing behind her older siblings. In Season 7, she showed real maturity when tensions flared. During a heated exchange with Veronica, Amber calmly defended her family, holding her ground with surprising confidence. Fans online praised her poise, saying it was refreshing to see her voice finally matter in a story so often dominated by the older Plaths. Cassia, entering her early teens, has also started appearing more consistently. While she hasn't had a breakout storyline yet, her steady presence during family milestones, like Lydia's wedding and engagement, shows she's becoming an important part of the ongoing narrative. And Mercy, the youngest, is just beginning to emerge from the role of baby sister. She's shown up in more family gatherings this season, smiling shyly but present in the moments that matter. Together, these three represent the next generation of Plaths stepping into the spotlight. They may not be driving the drama yet, but the glimpses we're getting now suggest their stories are just beginning, and fans are already watching closely. Joshua Plath's memory continues to echo through the family's story, even though he's been gone since 2008. This year, his name resurfaced in a way that brought both sorrow and healing. On a podcast with Jinger and Jeremy Vuolo, Lydia spoke candidly for the very first time about losing her baby brother. She recalled being just 4 years old when the accident happened and revealed that because her mother was so devastated, the children were rarely allowed to talk about him. "We had a sibling pass at 17 months when I was 4 years old. It was a very tragic accident, and because it affected Mom so much, we couldn't talk about it," she admitted. The honesty struck fans deeply. For years, Joshua's story had been a quiet shadow over the Plath family, acknowledged but rarely discussed. Hearing Lydia's perspective gave fans a glimpse of the silence, the grief, and the resilience that shaped their childhood. Joshua may never appear on screen, but his presence remains, woven into the family's journey and now spoken of with tenderness and truth. And there you have it. The Plath family's year has been nothing short of extraordinary, from whirlwind weddings and tender new beginnings to heartbreaks, confrontations, and even moments of long-awaited healing. Each corner of this story feels alive with change. Ethan searching for love again, Lydia stepping boldly into marriage, Moriah embracing vulnerability, Micah facing the fallout of broken trust, Isaac charting his own course, Kim and Barry navigating life apart, Hosanna choosing quiet conviction, the younger sisters finding their voices, and Joshua's memory quietly reminding us of the family's roots. Each thread is part of a much larger tapestry. So, tell us, whose journey surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. The next chapter of Welcome to Plathville is only just beginning.